Happy healing. We are going to do another pick a card today. This is going to be about what angels are around you. All right. And we are going to do three different piles today. Any of my services and products will be listed in the description box below via my website. All right. So the three different piles is going to be group one, the rainbow, group two, the black feather, group three, the bell. You can take a moment and pause if you need to. Timestamps will also be listed in the description box, but I will see you guys over at your pal. All right, we're going to get into it. Pal one. If you chose the rainbow, first off, I want to say, like, right when I was getting into you guys' pal, I hear a plane outside. So, for some of you guys, definitely travel is like one of the messages that's coming through strongly for you. But let's get into it with what angels are around you at this time and why. I will say I'm going to do these two together, kind of, because they kind of go hand in hand. For this group, it is Archangel Shamuel and Archangel Raphael. And I say this because both of them have to deal with the heart chakra. All right. Um, and crystals that may be good for you guys, rose quartz, because with Archangel Shamuel, you see a lot of pink. And then with Archangel Raphael, maybe green adventuring, Unikite as well. Um, for the heart chakra. Okay. So with Archangel Shamuel, he is here all about connection, relationships, right? Partnerships. These don't just have to be romantic, but this is about you learning how to connect in love to others and show compassion, which could involve, like, if you think about it in a sense of like counselor energy or therapist energy. For some of you guys, this may also be because this might be the energy that is kind of activating within you. So when I say the energy activating within you, I definitely feel like you guys are going through a spiritual activation of your heart chakra, which is going to help you. You may be thinking about offering spiritual services or even working in something like maybe customer service in a sense is like, but maybe a little bit deeper than that. We're an area where it may even take like compassion. So even if it's like healthcare or working with like children, this is like being able to give like compassionate guidance to connect with people. And vulnerability may not have been like your strongest suit. It's like someone who always feels protective, wants to care for others, but maybe feels like the disconnect sometimes with themselves. So there's a activation of like extreme compassion happening here. Even with Archangel Raphael, there is like healing to the heart chakra going on. And with Archangel Raphael, he is the angel of healing. So this is working on letting go of the past. Dogs are also significant. Dogs represent like loyalty and companionship. So you guys may be seeing dogs. Archangel Raphael, I'm going to tell you guys one day like the story of Tobit and Archangel Raphael. Um, but yeah, you guys can have a connection to like animals also. And I was getting like a horse. Horses always represent like travel, freedom, um, free spirited energy. And this can be something you're also being pushed into because I was getting this energy of like feeling lost. I will say next year, depending on when you're listening to this, 2026 is the year of the horse. So for some of you, next year is going to be maybe the year in which this is being exercised. Um, But yeah, so I see Archangel Raphael and Shamuel could be trying to get you to spend more time alone. This is for you to be in a more balanced energy, right? Sunflowers could be significant as well. But this is about kind of also like not complaining, being able to ask for help, but also being able to accept it. Again, that's that vulnerability issue. There could have been like you could have this like conflict that you've not been able to like erase and get rid of when it comes to the area of love, whether this has been family or relationship or friendships. And you could see this repeating energy around like maybe not being like honored in relationships. Because I'm getting sick and tired of your broken promises. Yeah. I was also hearing birds very late at night while I first was meditating on this message. So even that, I'm getting meditation is significant, but listening, right? The birds represent like listening to divine guidance. Um, because you may feel like you've been bamboozled so many times by others that it just may be hard for you to trust. So Spirit is saying like in order for you to trust others, you're going to have to first begin to trust yourself. But this is going to help you like turn the dial, like change the station and stop like ruminating over like what was, what has happened, what didn't work out, to truly forgive and move forward. Like Spirit is really telling you these angels are here saying you are doing your best. You do have guardian angel energy around you, offering you compassion. And I definitely feel for this group, you maybe struggle offering that to yourself. You need to give yourself more grace and compassion as a message. It's almost like you have a fort around your heart, never truly really letting someone in, right? And it's like people do you dirty and you love them so much. But it's like, are you really loving them the way you're able to love? Or are you loving them in a sense of like how you feel love should be portrayed? Because that is kind of, there is a disconnect between your true connection to them. It's like you're giving them things, but you're not really letting them connect to you. Um, so yeah, I was getting that I can't see, I'm blind, blind. That's just an energy. But Spirit is saying like sometimes you put yourself like on an island, not for like introspection or anything. It's just out of like protection. It's like Christina's gone. That's the kind of energy that's coming up with you. And it's probably not funny for some of you, but you guys could like, maybe when you disconnect from people and you're done, it's like, I am done. Like Christina's gone, completely done. Too, this is kind of like a lesson of obedience, a lesson to like listen and trust yourself when you know you shouldn't be doing something, when you know you shouldn't be engaging with people, like when you know things don't seem right and you still do it anyway just to prove yourself right. Yeah, no, Spirit is like you don't really need that. And these angels are here to try to help you heal so that you can stop trying to mend with proof, but truly mend and live in the new energy. Okay. For some of you, you have this extreme, like Christ like energy over you, in which there should be a sense of like, very much so openness, freedom, energy, but it's the pain of the past, right? The hurt of the past has made you struggle truly being your most authentic self. So I am seeing like for some of you guys, you could be going through shadow work, or feeling like you're in the shadows, but I am seeing like a glimmer of light. So Spirit is definitely telling you these angels are here to kind of bring you hope, right? But it's not an absence of you doing the work. And I know sometimes we look at like our experience and say, like, hasn't that been enough? And what has been done to you has not been exactly what you have done. Your story is not a response, right? Your story is you living. So this reminds me of kind of like Hannah energy in the Bible, right? Hannah was unable to have kids. She felt like she was cursed, Ha ha ha. Her husband had like another wife. During this time that was like completely normal or whatever. I can't remember the wife's name, but she kind of made jokes and laughed. So, in this time period of this story, not being able to bear children, you were kind of looked at like, I mean, that was your job. So, who are you? What is your identity if you can't have children? And this is how you were saw. Like, this is the way that, like, you were seen. It's almost like a mockery. So I feel like for some of you guys, for you, you've not made the like imprint or the footprint that you want to make. And then for some of you, I do feel like maybe third party situation energy has been the pain of the past, right? But even in the midst of like where everybody was basically telling Hannah who she was and making a mockery of Hannah, she still chose to seek God. So I feel like for you guys, you're in this season of where you have either chosen or are needing to choose to kind of seek God. And I feel like these angels are pushing you to like understand that like how other people have treated you and how you have been perceived, that is not your story. So Hannah, well, she sought God, right? Which is this is you connecting to your Christ-like energy, to your higher self. Um, but yeah, so she sought God, and then she birthed a child, dedicated the child to God. But I feel like this even is in like your career. Maybe you're wanting to birth a career in maybe spiritual base, no matter what type it is, and you're wanting to have this like dedication to God. But it's like you got to dedicate yourself before you can dedicate what it is that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like the dedication has to be to you first. So this is why you have these angels around you supporting you now. But this is what I see for you. Sending you so much love, light, peace, and positivity. Happy healing, pal 2. If you chose this black feather, we are going to get into it. What angels are around you and why? All right. I'm going to tell you the first angel energy that is around you I got was Archangel Jophiel. So, for some of y'all who are not familiar with Archangel Jophiel, this is like all about kind of like the divine feminine energy, right? This is kind of like beauty, but like creativity. This is honestly joy. If it almost sounds like it, but Archangel Jophiel is about kind of shifting your thoughts and your energy into that of like a higher vibrational one where sometimes people try and be positive, but what is it to actually hold the frequency and energy of like joy? Because for some of you guys, you are trying to pursue like maybe a creative type of venture in some way, um, or trying to bring in like more peace. And in order to do that, joy is kind of what is being brought to you. So this is like you searching for inspiration, but you're needing to kind of almost get to a space where you're seeing the beauty um, in things. So yeah, the message I'm kind of getting for one is also about like cleaning up. I will say with this group too, this is not an angel, but there's a heavy like grandmother energy with this group as well. But there is this energy about you like cleaning up, okay? And when I say that, I mean like getting rid of stuff, decluttering. I'm seeing like packing things up. Um, but Archangel Jophia is usually like soft yellow light to help kind of like calm down, like gold. But I'm also seeing like Maybe trying to get you to like beautify yourself in space as well. You could be drawn to like more jewelry. I definitely feel for this group there's a connection to maybe like Egypt. Um, also, but I'm getting kind of like this energy of like taking care of your skin as well. We have to realize our skin is like one of the like biggest ways that things come into our body. So taking care of your skin is so critically important. I feel like that's being done, and like sweating. Maybe you need to sweat as well. So cardio, gym, maybe things like that. Sauna, um, also, but yeah, there's this energy of kind of beautifying yourself. Also, I will say Archangel Ariel is also, you guys could struggle being grounded. Now, Archangel Ariel is like the angel of like the earth, like Gaia energy, earth energy. Sometimes seen with like a lion. I think they call her like the lioness of God. But lions can be significant for you guys also. I don't know why I'm seeing like lion heart. So Care Bears. I made a post on my TikTok about Care Bears recently. So if you know, you know. But I feel this like energy of trying to help you do something to create. For this group, this is like my money group. Like I feel like even the courage, like that energy, Wizard of Oz. I feel like this inspiration, this is like to meet some type of material needs, unexpected kind of like financial support. So you can have concerns with your environment. But you are being called to like face fears. And in order to do this, I'm being shown like you're going to really need to like ground yourself in energy, which can be hard when you're worried about things. But it is the very thing that is able to help you when you are walking in confidence and trust. It is almost like you are declaring that you are designed for what it is that you are asking for. And we know that the universe responds to energy. So we must become the energy of that in which we seek. Um, so also gratitude. I feel like the energy of gratitude. Maybe you're called to do a gratitude list. Something for you guys I'm seeing is like charity donations, like Goodwill. I don't know if you guys like have ever thought about doing something charitable, maybe even often offering services in some type of charitable way. But I'm feeling like you're needing to in some way release this like notion of your gifts or skills being associated literally with money and associated with the energy of abundance, peace, and joy, which could come by you doing things like out of goodwill and kind of getting that energy like flowing to you. So, yeah, for some of you guys who are like business owners or things like that, that may be something you are wanting to consider. Of course, use your discernment, but this is what these angels are bringing to me. Also, like, I'm seeing like sewing. So, for some of you, you might want to like, or could have been considering like changing your wardrobe, changing your style, maybe finding your style. I feel like these angels are saying like you're needing to create this energy to create this ripple effect that you're looking for. You could be seeing like 333, but I'm seeing kind of you could get off track easy. And I'm seeing like a pile of like laundry. So this is what I mean. It's like I think being more mindful of like keeping all spaces clean is being highlighted for you. And I just mean decluttered clean for you guys. So I'm also seeing this energy of don't debate about people, right? When if you see somebody is like acting a fool, somebody is cutting up, even when it comes to friendship, something is a little off. If you need to cut people off, it's like make a decision. This is like you needing to stand on like your beliefs and stand on maintaining the frequency. This is like cutting out gossip, entertaining things that like don't feed into what it is that is going to feed into what you desire. Some of you could have been thinking about like glamour magic, mirror work, or subliminals, because I'm kind of really getting this kind of push for that. I'm also hearing like don't eat everybody food. I feel like this is that grandmother energy here. And when I say that, I feel like this is like don't eat what everybody is handing you. Like don't let people give you anything. This is like you need to have very strong boundaries. Mississippi could be significant for someone as well. I am getting like this Nile River energy, but I'm hearing this like Beyonce. What is it like? Can you keep up? Baby boy, make me lose my breath. And I feel like for some of you guys, maybe you feel like you're running on a treadmill and you're struggling to keep up. But this is where like you finding kind of this groundedness, peace, and balance in what you're doing will really help you. Because it's like, feeling like you're kind of running on fuel. No, I'm saying fuel, I mean steam. For some of you, like trains could be significant as well. Um, I am hearing like doctor's appointments. Now, I'm not a medical professional or something, but I feel like even energetically, if you are like have been ignoring your health needs, this is just a call for that. And lastly, I was getting this energy of like seraphim energy, which is like, whew, I feel for this group, you guys have a very strong, higher, divine purpose, right? Seraphim energy is not energy that's like given to like everyone. Seraphim angels are described as kind of like having six wings. Um, and they don't like usually, mix with people, you know. Um, but this is kind of signifying this kind of maybe call to higher divine mission, but also purification um, that is needed of you. So this is kind of like I feel like maybe your purification process that you're going through to be the pure, like radiant light of like fire, to like let your fire like burn. So this is like you could have like such a higher, like sacred service kind of purpose. And this is time I feel like for you to not be as casual about who you are and then like I don't even want to say lock in, but like really draw those tough boundaries when it comes to like others. And not only that, with yourself and like negative energy, lower vibrational energy, right? This is like letting go of like that ego. They say you got a big ego. It's like letting go of it. So for some of you guys who are already in spiritual practice, this is like letting go of that. I know everything. I know everything. I can't learn. I can't grow no more. This is like letting that go and like returning to peace, returning to self, and returning to divine guidance. But that's what I'm seeing. Sending you so much love, light, peace, and positivity. Happy healing. All right, group of three. If you chose this bill, right, we're going to talk about what angels are around you and why. This is so crazy because this alarm just went off. And literally, in this kind of meditation, I was kind of getting this energy of like a warning, nothing like bad, like you guys are like, what? And like, before y'all click off, like, hear me out first, okay? So, even in this, I'm gonna say, like, like the trumpet. So, even when y'all think about the trumpet, some people's like, oh my gosh, because it's like Judgment Day energy. But no, it was like, I was getting this kind of a trumpet energy around, firstly, Archangel Gabriel, right? For this group, I'm gonna tell y'all are like my prophet group, right? Prophetic energy is heavy here. So even with that, when I'm talking about like warning and judgment day, when I say this, I'm saying like, yeah, I feel like you get them for yourself, but I also feel like you get them for other people a lot to convey like warnings and nudges. But you guys can definitely be the prophetic group, dreamers having visions, right? Now, I did get the energy of Archangel Gabriel and stuff, but I'm gonna start because that just came up. But I'm gonna take it back a notch and start with like the first person that came up for you guys was Archangel Michael. All right, some of you guys may resonate already with Archangel Michael. Um, yeah. So Archangel Michael came up, and I wanted to bring that up first because I did want to let you guys know that you are protected before the alarm sounded, before this, you know, because for some of you guys, I feel like in confirmation, I feel like with your spiritual gifts and things, you may feel maybe a little bit like out of control, like you can't control them. So sometimes you might feel like subject to kind of maybe like spiritual warfare, evil eye, or you may feel like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to dream about. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going to happen. So I do bring that up because I feel like it's very important for you to not put yourself in this mental imprisonment, even like spiritually, and to arm yourself with understanding like you are divinely protected. Um, and I feel like some of you guys with Archangel Michael, I know when the presence is upon me, I usually get like a heat, like a warmth, very much so warm. So for some of you guys, that can resonate as well. And not for those girlies that are hormonal, No, that's no shade, no tea, but um, yeah. So you could feel like warmth and things like that. So I will say a message that I was getting as well with this mental imprisonment was to like take care of yourself. Again, I'm not a health professional, but I was strongly getting like vitamin C for you guys. So for some of you, you can suffer kind of with like, I feel like you guys can maybe get drained really fast. So your immune health could kind of like suffer. Sometimes you may find yourself getting like out of nowhere, and this don't have to necessarily be like down and out, like sick, like but it can be like drain. And also with the vitamin C, like when we think about the eyes, and we always say vitamin A, vitamin E, and things for eyes, but it's like vitamin C is definitely being like highlighted too for you guys, but around you guys it's like nerves. So you may even be struggling with like your nervous system and regulating your nervous system. That was coming up in grapes that are seeded, right? Or a grape seed supplement. Now, again, I'm not a physician, so you can look into these things and see how they resonate with you. But I am seeing like this is like mental organization for yourself. So some of you can maybe suffer with like ADHD, focus issues, right? Which can make you have like trouble spiritually discerning like lower vibrational energies, like from like, and when I say lower vibrational energies you don't want to work with, shall I say that? Um, like dealing with like trickster kind of energy. So for your discernment, it's needed for you to be clear. Some of you guys could be air signs, or this could just be your communication, connection to wind, but also communication. So Archangel Michael is over like our throat chakra. And I'm feeling like for you guys, although you're very clairvoyant, you might be called to sometimes speak the truth to people, and maybe you don't, I don't want to say you don't want to, or maybe you're apprehensive about ways to do that because you could worry about how you'll be perceived. And I'm doing another video about like how people perceive you. So for you guys, you may want to go and check that out as well. Um, but yeah, so I am seeing that for some of you guys, I feel like you could have kind of maybe went through like a little bit of struggle. There's this sense of like, also maybe you guys like have had things done wrong to you, but maybe you had done a little mischief too. And maybe you're like, mm, maybe you haven't even like forgiven yourself um, about maybe some things you've done in the past. Or you feel like maybe you've not been forgiven or that you're experiencing some sense of karma. I will say this, if you do not give yourself grace, if you focus on karma, the universe will focus on it as well. So this is why the mind is so important for you guys. Like understanding like what you are doing. So say if you feel like if I do something wrong, like something bad is gonna happen to me, like it absolutely is. And I'm not saying you should go around doing things wrong and just think like nothing is gonna happen to me because integrity is like everything for self, right? Who you are on a soul level is bigger than just this earthly plane, right? This is like deeper than that. The sense of like justice is deeper than our earthly experience. So for you guys, it's kind of like needing to know like if I did something that's bad, I need to give myself grace, forgive myself, and understand that like what I may have done in that moment does not define me. So I feel like some of you guys may be like attempting to like cut cords with other people, like toxic situations and like other people, but I'm getting that you need to cut some cords with your past. I feel like your past could have you kind of in a chokehold. Like you guys may need to be cutting ties with your past. Also, I was getting like dog energy in this pal, so you may have resonated with a different pal as well. If you did, you can go and watch that. I'm not gonna tell y'all which one it was in. But if you did resonate, only if you resonated with another pal, you can decide. You may want to go and watch that pal also. So also, I'm getting like angelic message if you guys could be like starting over. And when I say this with Archangel Gabriel, we'll get into it. There's this sense of like trying to help you guys. It's like be more creative. Archangel Gabriel like really shows up when we are looking for like sudden inspiration. So if you're looking like in like vivid dreams, so Archangel Gabriel like messenger of God. So if you've been having like repeated dreams, vivid dreams, you feel nudged to create something, start a new project, like if you're seeing doves, like this is like Archangel Gabriel like nudging you, right? Into because you could be like looking for something. Also, she assists with like childbirth and parenting. So, but overall, I'm seeing like new beginnings for this group is the message that's being brought through. But some of y'all, y'all may not resonate with that family message, but I feel like this is very coming up heavily strongly for this group, like as a future kind of like desire um, for you as well. So I'm getting this energy of like, again, maybe a lot of suffering or have even witnessed maybe a lot of suffering. And I'm seeing like loss is really not the end of your story. This is reminding me of like Job in the Bible, like Job energy, right? It's like feeling like everything is taken away from you. So some of you guys could have be in a season or be coming out of the season of like being in loss, right? But with Job, it was like despite Job's suffering, it's like um, although you may have like been wrestling with your own pain, it's like in the end, right? What you feel like you have lost will be like doubled, right? This is like sometimes a trial of faith, not only just in God, but in yourself. But this is, I'm giving like restoration season. And even in the season of cutting cords, when Job friends wrongly accused him, I feel like you could have been cutting cords with like friendships, relationships. But I'm getting like whatever this loss is, it's like it's only meant to be temporal, to remove certain things, certain people from your life in order for you to elevate into your own light, right? And I was getting this like, and I'm hearing that song, I'm walking. I don't know who that is. Is that Jill Scott? But I'm getting this like cherubim energy for you guys too, which is like one of God's highest like angels. The energy of the cherubim, and it's like a high order angel. But it's also like a guardian, right? So even in that, I feel like this cherubim angel energy around you is like showing that kind of like your path is kind of protected, but also that you're meant to gain like deeper like understanding and wisdom, which sometimes understanding it's like developed through pain, right? It's like turning that pain into purpose. And sometimes, everybody wants to be like the old wise one, but not everybody wants to experience things. But that is a lot of the times where the wisdom comes from. So, you could be in spiritual study, or going through spiritual warfare, which is still kind of like study. But this is like you stepping into very much so higher wisdom, right? Higher wisdom. And even with this, I will say, even this Akashic kind of energy, Archangel Metatron energy, right? Um, when we're talking about this, like maybe past life connection to like the past life, right? You seeing past, present, and future, these divine downloads. Um, you can also be experiencing like starseed energy, other beings, and things like that. And this is not to scare you, but this is to let you know that you're going through like maybe deep spiritual work that's happening, and you're needing to be protective over yourself, but over like the meaning of what it is that you are doing. And when it is time, and only when you feel it is time to share, and this doesn't mean to share everything, but only what it is you are called to share. But this is why it's important to be clear and remain that way. But this is what I'm seeing, sending you so much love, light, peace, and positivity. May your angels, ancestors, and guides continue to guide you on your divine journey and path. And again, any of my services and products will be listed in the description box